Once again, we are here to see the skeleton, structure, layout, or ramification of business letter. We have seen basic aspects of business letter so far, and now we are at the last point of this topic, business letter, and here we are going to talk about the structure or the layout or the skeleton or the ramification of business letters. So before going to talk about the contents of layout, let me show you the letterhead, what sort of letterhead is there. So whenever you want to write a letter, that should be written on the letterhead of the organization. So here is one example of letterhead. You can see the example. So this one is the letterhead of one of the universities, and for what we call it letterhead, that you can understand by looking at this particular page, and from this example you can understand what is letterhead actually. So whatever letters we want to write in business or in day-to-day practice of business, those are written on the letterhead, and this is called as a letterhead. So after going through the letterhead, we are going to talk about the structure of a business letter or ramification of a business letter or a skeleton or a layout. As we know that layout is nothing but what, the some nothing but what, some certain specifications that we have about anything. So here also, when we talk about the structure, when we talk about the skeleton or the layout, we can understand one thing: certain things are there, and certain things we need to mention in the later in one chronological order. So that chronological order is given here, and that particular chronological order is called as structure. So one more thing we can say about it, and that is a sequence that we follow while writing a business letter, and that particular sequence is called as layout, or that particular sequence is called as structure or skeleton also. So here we are going to talk about the structure, and under the structure of business letter, n number of points that we consider, and those points are heading, date, inside address, salutation, subject line, body or substance of the letter. So here in body also three parts we make. Then second last is subscription or complimentary closing, that also I'm going to talk about it. And the last one, signature block. So if you include all these point points in your later, automatically it becomes a structure, and no doubt it is also called as skeleton. Skeleton means what, everything is fixed at its own places, we need to just add some information there, and it is called as skeleton. So we are going to discuss these points of skeleton or structure one by one, what should be and how it should be inserted in the business letter. So first of all, heading, as I told you, heading is nothing but what, the name of the organization, address and contact numbers that we write in a particular manner. We write heading in the center part of the page, and there below the name of the organization we write its address, registered address, by the way, not only any sort of address, whatever address is registered by the organization on there at the time of registration, that should be reflected here, and that should be in a full manner, not half of the address is expected. Then we need to write some telephone number, fax numbers, email addresses and all. So if we write this, it becomes the heading of the organization. For example, if you take an example of TC College Baramati, I think you guys have seen the header or the letterhead of the organization. So what they have written, we have written like this: Anekant Education Society, Tuldaram Chaturchand College of Arts, Commerce and Science, Autonomous. Below that we have written the address of the college. Below that we have written the name of the principal. Then we have written some contact numbers also, and it becomes our letterhead. Similarly, any organization, they can also make their letterhead by doing so, or by doing like this, and this way your letterhead will be ready. So this is your heading. Then if the letterhead is not used, the heading includes sender's address. If you are not using letterhead, but it is not it doesn't happen in our practice. Every organization, they have made their letterheads. So basically, if you are not using letterhead, then whatever is the sender, whoever is the addresser, his address is always written in the right side of the page, and it becomes letterhead again or heading again. In case of not having letterhead, this is applicable, but I think most of the organizations, they have made their uh, letterheads, and they are using letterheads for internal as well as external correspondence purpose. So this is the point about, or this one is the information about heading which we have covered. So heading is nothing but what, letterhead that we use for the purpose of communication. So in letterhead, what we write, we go for the name of the organization, address, then responsible person's contact numbers, email address, etc., that we write under the concept of heading. And I hope you guys have understood the concept of heading here thoroughly. Moving on to the next one, that is date. Once the later heads matter is over, we go for the date, and we write the date in the right corner of your page before starting anything else. So there are different formats of writing the dates, and we follow one. Sometimes we go for writing a date in a Indian format. So there are different formats are given by US style, formats are given by British style, formats are given by Oxford University style. So there are different styles, and we can follow any type of style for writing the date. So we can also follow our style of writing, writing a date on the letter, that is DDMMYY, that is also accepted. So but the most appropriate is that we should have to follow US date writing style. That is, first of all, write the day, the day number, whatever it is. For example, if it is 6th of the March, then we write 6th, then we write the month, then we put comma over there, and then we write the year. So this way, if we follow, if we write like this, it becomes US style of writing the date. Similarly, n number of styles we have, so out of those we can use only one, we cannot use more than one, otherwise it will get confused. Then date is placed on the left hand side, as I told you. There are two options, and it is depend upon the block format that you are that you are using for the purpose of letter. So if you are using semi blocked or modified blocked, then right hand side is expected. And if you are using the first one, that is block format, or the another one, in that case we write the date in left hand side. So depend upon the nature of the format of your letter, date is always written. Then second point after the date is inside address. Let me talk about something about this particular point, that is inside address. Inside address is nothing but what, the person who is receiving the letter. So here that particular person's name as well as address is expected, and that should be in a proper manner. And not only address is expected, we need to have pin code or chip code while writing the address. So if it is written, then it is very simple to identify the particular area or the particular region or the particular state also. The same address appears on the envelope also. So whatever address we are writing at the second point, that is inside address, that we have to write on the envelope for the purpose of posting. Then if you are writing internationally, the address is country should follow in a capital letters. If you are going to post this letter at international level, if you are sending outside India, then whatever is the country, that should be written in on the envelope or on the inside address or in the inside address by using capital letters, so that can easily identify. So this one is the information about inside address. I hope you guys have understood. So simply what you people have to remember, the person who is receiving the letter, his address is expected here, along with his proper name and full address with zip code. Then this one is an example of inside address. You can easily understand. I think this letter is international level letter. We are sending this to outside India. So this is what name of the country is written in block letters or capital letters, that is USA, and USA stands for United States of America, not for Ulhasnagar Shinde Association. Remember. Moving on to the next one, that is salutation, and here we are starting the actual letter. Once the address is over, then we go for the salutation. Salutation is nothing but what, just we are giving a respect to the person who is receiving this. So we are writing according to the addressee. If the address is a male, then we write dear sir, or respected sir. If address is a female, then we write dear madam or respected madam. So accordingly we have to write as per the addresses, gender. So salutation should be placed two space below the inside address. So there is one particular format, there is one particular funda to write this. Whenever you finish with your inside address, then leave two spaces, go for giving to enter, so automatically two spaces will be given, and then write salutation whatever it is and whatever is applicable, for example dear sir or dear madam. So in this we can write like this only, and accordingly we go for this. Then the subject line, certain business firms prefer to write subject between inside address and the salutation. Okay, I think just I want to modify, or just I want to tell you the two different formats of writing subject line. Most of the people, they follow or they prefer to write subject line after the inside address, but there are two practices. Let me highlight you those two practices. Most of them they write after the inside address, and most of them they write after the salutation. So it is up to you what should be followed, but most of the people, they follow to write subject line after the inside address. And if you write after the salutation, that is also applicable, that is also appropriate, that is also proper, doesn't matter, there is no need to worry at all. So it is up to you where it should be written, but mostly people write after the inside address, and that is universally accepted, I must say, like this. Okay, in this simplified block format, only subject is written, which indicates the topic or the purpose of the letter. So as we guys have seen, simplified and semi-blocked formats of letters. So instead of writing subject for the subject line, they write subject directly. So there is no need to write subject and giving colons and then write the main subject line. So directly write the subject line instead of writing subject. That is also acceptable without any hesitation. It also indicates where to file the letter for future reference. Then it also shows that where the reference of this letter should be kept, and where it should be filed. So that is a way to keep the record of letter, and we can understand by looking at the subject line. And this is for subject line. Moving on to the next today, let me see. Okay, so again there are 2-3 lines for the subject lines that I'm going to inform you, I'm going to explain you. It usually appears below the salutations, but as I told you, in our country we follow after the inside address. Sometimes it is placed above the salutation and below the attention line. So as already these 2 points are discussed by me earlier, so there is no need to discuss again. Okay, so here we have given the way of writing subject line after the salutation. So you can see, and that is given in the black ink. Just go through this. What I have done here, I have written the subject line after the salutation. So what I have written first, dear ma'am, Mr. Kumar, and after this dear Mr. Kumar, I have written the subject line. So this one is the one practice that we follow, but in India we don't follow this practice. What practice we follow? Just look at this. So before or after the inside address, we write subject, and then we write salutation. So here we go like this: subject and then dear Mr. Kumar. So this one is the way that we follow in India, but both are correct, and that is up to you what should be follow. If you follow the first one, that is also okay. If you follow the second one, again it is okay. So it is up to you, but let me tell you, both are absolutely fine and correct. There is no issue as such. Then okay, after subject line, then we are going to talk about the main aspect and the heart of the letter, that is body or substance of the letter. So as far as the body of the letter is divided into 3 different parts, and those 3 different parts are opening paragraph, then we go for middle paragraph, that can be called as soul of the letter, and finally we talk about the concluding remark of the letter. So this way the body of the letter is divided into 3 different parts. and we have to take care of those. So what should be written in the opening part, that we know very well. We have to just focus on the topic. Just we have to give one idea about the topic or about the matter of the letter through writing this opening paragraph. So through that we can show what this letter is written. And then in middle part of the paragraph or middle part of the body or the soul of the body, there you have to explain everything that you want to say, that you want to convey, that you want to pass. And finally, in concluding paragraph, you have to summarize your letter in a 1 or 2 lines, and that is called as concluding paragraph or concluding remark. So this way the body of the letter or the substance of the letter is written, and I hope you guys have understood this. It's I think we are making this video a little bit lengthy, so I stop here, and whatever is the part that is body or substance of the letter, that we can see in the next video. Till then, just wait and ask your doubts and queries if you have. Otherwise, it's okay, doesn't matter. So let's take a break here. Thank you very much. See you in next